Hey you guys, so week 3 is meal plan is in your inbox or on the Facebook page underneath the files button or tab. And I wanted to go through some of the recipes and just give you some of my thoughts this week. I do need to preface this with I've been practicing a couple recipes for the last couple weeks, and I haven't quite, I've gone through, I'm to the point now where all the recipes that I ever really had put together, I have used up. And I'm not a great recipe creator. I'm not that creative, so I'm trying to be inspired by different recipes I see and figure out different combinations and whatnot. Regardless, I've been cooking a lot. I swear I've gained like 5 pounds. I don't weigh myself, so I don't know, but I feel that way. I think too many sweet potatoes, to be honest. But I kind of had some duds this week and in the last 2 weeks, and I've been trying to fix them. I've been so busy with school that I haven't been able to. I just haven't felt comfortable putting them on the meal plan. So there are new recipes this week, and I'm excited for you to try them. There's not as many as I wish there were for those of you who have followed me for a long time. Every week I try to at least get like 5 new recipes, at least 5. And I might be close to that this week, but I just wanted to mention that because I'm feeling kind of bad. I'm really trying. Like I said, I'm kind of at this really interesting point where I need to really come up with some really awesome new recipes. And I imagine it's kind of like writer's block. I kind of have recipe block coming up, but I'll figure it out. I'm just so busy with school. So that being said, I've got some exciting recipes, some like 2 or 3 that I'm really excited for you to try this week. Let me start with Monday for lunch. I was going back and forth about giving you what for lunch. I wanted to give you something that will fill you up. And I just kept coming back to chili, because I think that's so easy and portable to take with you. And I decided to put the same chili I had on week 1 because you know how to make it. It went over really, really well. And I think I can already tell people are just really, meal planning is getting a little bit like, and if I give you another new recipe that might send some of you over the edge. What I was gonna suggest is for this chili, for week 3, I have a lot of chicken. Well, you can always sub grass-fed ground beef. So why don't you try your chili for lunch with grass-fed ground beef? And then you'll find out which one, if you like chicken or grass-fed ground beef better. Grass-fed ground beef, well-sourced, is much better than chicken anyway. It's very hard to source chicken. So just know you're getting a lot more nutrients and all of that from grass-fed ground beef. So I would love for you to do that this week. So look at your grocery list. I've made some notes, but make sure if you're on track with me, I'd love for you to do grass-fed chili. And that way it's a little bit different, and you can see if you like it any better. The enchiladas for Monday night are delicious. I do recommend, however, if you want to double the recipe, I would make it twice it's for an 8x8 inch pan or square pan. And I really think for it to set, you kind of don't want to go much bigger because you're using eggs to set the enchilada. This is a paleo, so there's no tortillas. Just look at the recipe if you really like it. I just always would stick to the 8x8, and you may have to make 2 of them. Does that make sense? Because I want the eggs to set. Okay, that being said, with your dinner, I don't know if it will be enough, so you might want to have some roasted veggies with your dinner on Monday night. Smoothie of choice that morning. Make sure your smoothies are getting enough fat in them. If they're not filling you up, guys, they're not a good meal for you. If you're very active, they may not work. And that's a bummer, but you might have to use your smoothie for more of a post-workout and not put as much fat in it then. So if you're having trouble with smoothies, please let me know. Real food is always the answer. Real food is always the answer. So egg muffins, that was another thing I was feeling bad about. I kind of had some dives in the kitchen with egg muffins the last 2 weeks. I've just been trying different combinations. It's not really that hard, but just nothing that I thought you'd be excited about. If you followed me, you've had these muffins. They're fantastic. So, hey, another thing to prep, but you've already prepped them if you've been with me. If you haven't, you're in for a treat. These are really, really good. The recipe makes 6 muffins, and it says 3 servings because 2 muffins is 1 serving. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you want to double it, you can do a 12-inch pan and make enough and kind of replace some of those smoothies. The other thing you could do if you made more muffins is you could replace some of your lunches if some of them don't look that great to you, okay? So your muffins too. Some of you may need more to eat with your muffins. So in your recipe manual, it's not on your meal plan. I have put 2 different things. I have put my homemade protein bar recipe, which I really love. That recipe depends on your protein powder. If your protein powder is not tasty, you probably will not like that recipe. So we can talk about that. Message me individually. And then the other one is a banana blueberry bread, which is paleo, and it's really, really good. You could make a loaf of that. Your kids, I think, will really like it too, and have a slice of that with some grass-fed butter on it with your egg muffins. Score. That would be a score. I just didn't want to put any, I just wanted this meal plan to be very clean, very straightforward, and very non-sugar craving, so I'm not putting any breads. I told myself I'm not going to put any breads on the meal plan, but I'll give you a recipe if you want to make it, okay? The easy slow cooker chicken chili verde chicken is really, really easy. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. My husband was like, what did you do? It must have taken you forever. And really it didn't. I threw everything in. I've had it over cauliflower rice, and I've also drained it a little and wrapped it in some lettuce leaves and added some lemon and lots of different things. It's so versatile. Do whatever you want with it. It's delicious. It's delicious. And I put it on for 2 nights thinking that might be a meal that you can just make it easier on yourself. Make sure you make enough for your family because I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. Of course, it depends on your salsa. If you don't like the salsa, you probably won't like this meal. Let's see, I'm just gonna quickly go through. The cleaned up chicken salad is a fantastic salad. I highly recommend it for lunch. You could even put it in a mason jar. The baked salmon, okay, quinoa is on that recipe. This one is a recipe that's on my software, so I can once in a while steal a recipe from there. I want you to always get salmon because of the omega-3s, good fats. I'm not a big fan when I'm trying to be really paleo of quinoa. It's a pseudo grain, and I told you this was going to be grain-free, so I'm having a little trouble with that. I'd much rather you do cauliflower rice or just a whole nother vegetable, or you could even do some sweet potatoes that night with the salmon, with the broccoli, or asparagus, or something. That would be okay too, but you got to change up your grocery list. And just know quinoa's okay. One time for the week, that's okay. But if you are wanting to be completely legit, then you should probably replace the quinoa, okay? The Anytime casserole, it's kind of new, but some of you have had it. It's very versatile. I really like it with a pork sausage, but you can make it with turkey as well. It's delicious. I like to use it with salsa and guacamole, but you get to play around with that. So I asked you earlier if you like egg muffins or frittatas, and this isn't a frittata, it's more of a casserole. It goes in a 9 by 13 inch dish, but it's I'm giving you the best of both worlds. If you're sick of eggs by the weekend, you could make those banana pancakes again and have some sausage or bacon on the side, or have just another smoothie, okay, if they're filling you up. And then the chicken fajitas Sunday night. Okay, again, another one that was on before, and I'm sorry. However, it is so darn family friendly and tasty. The cashew sour cream, I did not want to try that. I had read about it and played around with it. I did not want to try that. I love it. I love it. So I highly recommend just trying to make it. Another thing with chicken fajitas, if you're sick of chicken, you could do this with steak. You could do steak fajitas with the exact same recipe, okay? So I made a lot of notes on your grocery list. Hopefully this helps you go through the meal plan. Also make sure you're drinking your Mojo water. That's important for just starting the day out on the right foot. And this is going to be a great week. Our last week, we gotta dig deep. Week 3 is always very hard for a lot of people. This is a lifestyle. It's not a diet, you guys. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. So we've got to get this down. We've got to figure this out. After these 3 weeks, I hope you found a good number of recipes that you can then make a meal plan for yourself for week 4 out of these recipes, your favorites, and do a week 4. That would be really, really cool. Just so you know, I have a couple recipes that just didn't seem to fit that I'm going to be sharing as a bonus ebook with you guys at the end of week 3. So you're going to get some of my other favorites that maybe aren't exactly paleo, but they might work for you, and I'm here to help make your life easier, but keep it as clean as possible. Doesn't necessarily have to be paleo, but some of you don't necessarily have to follow paleo is what I mean. And so I do want to share some of those recipes with you. At least they're clean. That's the main thing, is they're clean. So be looking forward to that at the end of week 3. But let's dig deep for week 3. Good luck grocery shopping. Remember, you can always message me from the grocery store. I'm here to help. Hopefully your grocery bill will be a lot less this week. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. All right, and I will have your prep cheat sheet out by probably Friday. It won't be that hard. I think prep won't be as hard this week. Okay? All right, you guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.